What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of First Eps. This week, we watched the brand new show Arcane, based on the League of Legends game, and very, very excited to talk about this one. So let's do it. My name is Eric.
I'm Keith.
And this is First Eps. Welcome back, everybody. We're going old school on this one. We're doing the Zoomer instead of being in each other's great company. Long distance.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes you gotta do it.
I missed that ring light in your eye. I can see that right there.
I know.
There it is.
Right?
Yeah.
Like I can mash it up. Bing.
Ooh, the people at a distance there is very close.
Yeah. Don't judge me. We're back on the Zoom. Gonna do this one's far less editing, far less that I have to deal with you in person. So I'm cool with it. And we're talking about an awesome show. We're gonna talk about the new Netflix series Arcane. But before that, what's been going on with you? What have you been up to? It's been a while since we pre-recorded the last one, so it's been a few weeks since we've hung out.
Yeah, last week I went to New Orleans for Halloween, which was great fun. Went to some haunted locations and saw some old convents.
Oh, nice! Yeah, all the tourist trip.
Oh yeah, and we went on to Bourbon Street too and had a daiquiri and all that shit. But it was fine. Yeah, it was fun.
Nice.
What did you guys do?
Had you been in New Orleans before?
No.
This is your first time. Did you like it there?
Yeah. I liked it.
You said a little hesitantly.
I didn't connect with the city so much. Like when I went to Salem for the first time, or like some other places, like haunted places, I was like, "Ooh, this is somewhere where I want to come back to it again and again." Didn't really feel it with New Orleans, but I enjoyed it.
Too much voodoo.
No, I mean I don't really mind that. That's kind of cool, actually. I think it's just more.
You like your your Catholic ghosts and stuff like that.
Well, actually, with voodoo, there's a lot of the saints are kind of interwoven into it, so I found that pretty interesting. Actually,
I know nothing about either Catholicism or voodoo worship.
Yeah,
so don't judge me.
Yeah, we went into Madame LaLaurie's, she was like a prominent practitioner of voodoo in Louisiana. I don't know from when, 1800s or something.
Yeah, and
it was like her homestead or a shop, and yeah, they've got tons of statues of saints in there because what they do is they, when they couldn't practice their religions outright, the enslaved individuals, they would put aspects that they found on the saints that match with aspects of their gods. So therefore they could venerate the saints, but also venerate their gods in a kind of a covert way. So it's kind of interesting. So Catholicism is kind of woven in with it.
I guess so. Very cool. Yeah. Very cool. Who would you recommend? I've never been. I want to go less for the convents, more for the food. I want a po' boy and a beignet.
Oh, well, you'll love it then. I think you would love it. You would love it. That's what I got tired of. We just had so much fried food, so much po' boys, so much daiquiri and beers and everything. And I don't want to drink this anymore. The one day we had what I would describe as more of a California meal. I had this farro bowl with pulled chicken, real light. Delicious. It was
gross.
The rest of the time, just hush puppies and po' boys and fried whatever. Yeah.
Now we're talking.
But I would go to maybe a plantation, and kind of learn about the history there of some of those places, and
a lot of history. That would be cool too. That would be super cool.
Yeah,
they're dangerous. You always see people getting eaten by alligators at those.
Yeah, the near-death experience. That's kind of fun. Yeah, we stayed at a haunted hotel, but didn't have any experiences. So, yeah. Anyway, how about you? Anything good going on? Oh, you went trick or treating with the boy, didn't you?
Yeah, we did trick or treating. That was what we did on Halloween. Well, you were out drinking your hurricanes and eating your hush puppies. I was out walking the streets, collecting candy.
Yeah. I was gonna say we were both walking the streets, but just doing very different things, very different tricks.
Exactly. Yes. Very different tricks. So yeah, it wasn't nearly as exciting as your New Orleans
Okay.
trip, but it was good. It was enjoyable. We watched the new Candyman movie and
Ooh.
the new Paranormal Activity, Next of
Ooh.
Kin. Both of them were okay. Nothing,
Okay.
nothing really, blew me away. But I
Okay.
enjoyed both of them.
All right. All right. Cool. Cool.
Yeah.
Nice. Nice.
All right, let's get to this show. Get to the meat and the potatoes of this whole podcast. We watched Arcane. We watched the first episode of the brand new Netflix series. And I need to start out by saying, so this show, the way that Netflix is doing it, they're releasing 3 episodes and they're having a premiere time for them. And this time was 10 o'clock on a Sunday. So I was a little inebriated by the time we got to watch this, and I may have dozed off here and there. But I did go back and I rewatched the entire episode today.
You did your due diligence. You did it.
I did. Yeah. And I didn't miss much from Saturday night, but I did miss a few things, and I'm glad I rewatched it.
Okay.
I took more notes. I realized when I looked at my notes and I had like a quarter of what I normally have.
You didn't take any from what I remember from that night.
Yeah. So I went back. So yeah, the way they're doing it, 3 episodes. Last Saturday, 3 episodes, next Saturday, and then an additional 3 episodes the following week, all premiering at 10 o'clock on Saturday night. And that'll be the full season, 9 episodes.
Yeah, I like how they're doing this, piecemeal kind of a thing. Gives you a little bit to look into.
Yeah,
and,
you could
get invested in, but then, not spoil the whole thing.
Yeah. It's the best of both worlds. You could binge it and still, look forward to it the following week. All right, so let's talk about the first episode. It starts out, we've got these kids singing. There's this battle ravaged land.
Yeah.
And we see these 2 girls.
A lot of red.
Yes, lots of red, like smoke and ash and stuff.
It's bad guys when it's red.
Mm-hmm. And then we see 2 little girls, one with blue hair, one with like reddish pink hair.
Well, I thought it was a boy. She's a little bit gender ambiguous, which is great.
Yeah, exactly. Just because just has short hair and she's a little tougher, dude. We don't need to.
I didn't realize. I didn't assign a gender to her like you did. I thought that she was just fluid.
That's true. That's true. So yeah, we see them, and then they come across a guy just punching the shit out of somebody
with like electro punchers.
Yeah, some really cool bracelet punching hand things. And then like the girls see what we're assuming are their parents lying dead. They have,
now we don't know if he punched them to death or if they were just casualties in war and he just happened to be upon them, because it seemed like he was on the enemy's side, right? Or not?
I really couldn't tell what was happening there, but he dropped his gloves as a sign of like, I'm done with this death and stuff, and then scooped those girls up and took them away from the violence.
To the future.
Yeah, and as they're leaving, we see the girl with red hair, looking at these 2 guys in uniforms with like this anger, this hatred.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And then
this will be hers.
Yeah. So then we go right to our opening credits, and Riot Games presents. Ooh. So we should mention this show Arcane is based off of a Riot Games MOBA, League of Legends.
A little game called League of Legends.
Exactly. One that like I've always wanted to play and was never able to play because it's only ever been on PC, and I'm a console guy.
I know people make fun of us for this because we don't play these kind of games on consoles, or I'm sorry, on PCs. Yeah.
And
I would play it in a second too.
Oh, absolutely. No, especially when we were looking for like other MOBAs and they didn't exist in consoles.
Yeah. Until that game of what was it called? No, what was the one that we played?
The Lord of the Rings one.
Yes, that was like the first one that I ever played.
And then Smite. But yeah, so this is it's based on this game, League of Legends. And so we'll also preface this by saying we've never played the game, so we don't know these characters. I don't know the relations. So from everything I'm reading about the show, that like people without prior experience of the show can still enjoy it, but people with experience or with the video game, people that have experience playing the game will know, there'll be more Easter eggs and more like things that they'll understand. So that's good.
Are any of the heroes that are in the video game, are they featured in this?
I believe so. I don't know because I didn't want to look too much into anything, but I think like I don't know. I'm assuming some of the characters are.
Okay. I mean, this guy that we met, you don't know anything about him if he's a character or not, right?
I don't know if any of them are characters. Okay. I didn't look any of that stuff up. Maybe like after the series or I don't know. But I just didn't want to get spoiled on anything. So we see this great intro. You got really excited for Imagine Dragons.
No, I didn't like that.
But no, I thought it was a fine song. They wrote this song specifically for this show.
Okay.
Which I thought was cool. But yeah, this amazing intro with these statues like fighting and breaking apart. So it was like still images of these statues, but in fighting poses. And there's like
it reminded me a lot of The Haunting of Hill House, the intro. With different music, obviously, but with the statues kind of crumbling and falling apart. I thought that was kind of interesting. But
dude, I loved it. It's definitely going to be a nominee for best intro in the next Epsies because it just made you like hype for this. And that's in addition to, let's talk about it right now. The animation.
Oh, fantastic!
Dude,
the shading,
it's gorgeous, so beautiful. Just the shading in it, the amount of depth that is added to it. It looks like a painting, come to life.
Like the modern, like the contemporary comic books have that same style of like hyper saturated shading with the deep darks and the bright brilliant reds and this had it all with the textures. It was really, really evocative. I liked it.
Yeah, it was amazing. And it's not like a CGI style animation where it's trying to nail like realism because it's still like cartoony, but still like just beautiful and I don't know, it has this realistic feeling without it like really looking like the characters looking human, just and that's because of all the depth I think that's added to it. So that right there, I was like, dude, I am like, this show it's just beautiful. It's one of the prettiest shows I've ever seen. I loved the animation. So next up, we go a little trip into the future here. The girls that we were introduced are now grown up a little bit, not a ton. A few years have passed.
They're like teens, right? I would say early.
Yeah.
Because
the girls' names are Vi is the redhead, and then Powder is the girl with blue hair. And I would say Powder is probably like preteen.
11,
or a tween. And then Vi a little bit older. But we see this ragtag group of characters climbing the rooftops of this beautiful city. And we find out their names are, there's a little chubby dude, his name is Clagger.
And he's a big chubby dude.
Yeah, he was a big chubby dude. And then like a wolf boy looking dude, his name was Milo.
He made me uncomfortable.
Yeah, he had a look. It was weird.
There were a couple of looks. Yeah. So some of the guys, some of the other guys that we meet later on, when the team is kind of traipsing back with some of their treasures we'll talk about, they also had that they did a very good job of making the people look weaselly and giving the characters different kinds of life to them. It was interesting.
Yeah, like street urchins.
Yes, very much.
So they're going to do a robbery. They're breaking into this. They got a tip. They're breaking into this apartment, this house, whatever, and they go in and they steal all these like weird like gears and mechanized things.
I think it might have been a scientist, I think that said, or an inventor.
A scientist or an inventor. It was all stuff they had no idea what it was, but it looked valuable. So they're like jamming it on their bag. And then Powder comes across like these blue gems that are like attached to things. Okay, so Keith had a fire alarm situation, but now
this is why This is why I usually like to go to your house, because I live in
exactly.
It's like pandemonium over here.
It is pandemonium. There's just fire alarms going off, and people running for their lives. Thankfully, you're safe. So yeah, let's get back to talking about this show. Okay. So yeah, this group of kids, they're stealing all this stuff. They come upon the one girl, Powder, comes upon all these little blue orb things.
Yes.
Puts them in her pocket.
In her treasure chest.
Yeah, and yeah.
Like she found in the bedroom
on some sort of contraption.
Yeah.
But yeah, so she puts them in her pocket, and as she's running away, she drops one. It triggers some sort of something and explodes.
Yep. Kind of like what's happening in my apartment right now. Like out of nowhere, the world fell apart, explosion, bam. And the police are all after them then. It became from a simple task, a simple job, to pandemonium in the upper quadrant, wherever they were.
They blew up the whole building exploded. I don't know what they expected to happen. Of course, the police are coming after them. But also it looked like they were in the explosion when it went off, but then nothing happened. And I was
that was a little bit weird too.
Yeah, I was maybe they'll give them some cool powers or something.
Oh, interesting. That was their spider, their is that radiation dose from space or whatever, or
is this that kind of show where they have cool powers and stuff? I assume it's
yeah, I don't know the origin stories for anybody in the League of Legends world. Maybe they all got bit by a spider or something.
Maybe.
Yeah.
So they're running away. Police are chasing. They're throwing these cool bolo balls, trying to trap them.
Yeah.
And it keeps going to these cool slow motion scenes with the animation.
Mm-hmm.
Loved that stuff when it was
so cool.
It would just slow things down, and it was still just beautiful looking.
Yep.
But yeah, and they escape into a sewer, and then they're underground.
Yeah.
Now this is where they run into those street urchins that you were talking about.
Yes, right.
And they're trying to get the shit that they just stole.
Yeah. Somehow they had a tip, it seemed or something that they were they might have some good stuff.
Yes. They said that they were followed by them, and so yeah, there was this big fight, and again a ton of cool slow motion scenes in that. There's a whole part where it's slow motion, and then it speeds up. I thought that was really cool fight scene, and we see that they're tough. These kids can handle themselves.
Oh yeah, they can take a punch and they can give two more.
Exactly, except for Powder, who runs off because she's scared.
Yeah.
The one guy's chasing her, and then she just throws all the stuff that they just stole into the river.
Actually, I thought that was brilliant on her part, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
because he was about to come and beat her up, and instead of that, she throws it over the side in the river. He's distracted with that, and she disappears. I'm good for you, girl.
It's true, but now they're out all this cool. They went up and blew up a building and did all this stuff, and now they have nothing to show. Oh,
everybody's really disappointed in Powder. Yeah. I thought preservation is more important than anything.
You live to fight another day. But
exactly.
We did see something cool with her. She has these little contraptions that she makes, and she was making this little mouse guy. It was a robot that we assumed it was supposed to explode. It didn't work.
No.
But I like the potential of this one.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It was cool how they did it too, because again, it was in that same animation, and it looked like maybe my thought was that it was going to explode and throw out shrapnel or something, because it looked like he should put tacks or something in there, it was going to do something like that.
I think that was
but plan. It just fizzed. Yeah.
But
it was cute still. It was a cute little thing. Had a little belly on it, a little teddy bear belly or something.
A little tiny mouse. It was adorable.
That was it. Yeah.
So they end up escaping. They go into this huge elevator that just goes deep down underground. This is when I'm starting to learn more about the class difference between them. So there's the top side, which is this lush, beautiful world with blue oceans and greenery and stuff, and then the below deck underbelly, whatever they're calling it.
Yeah, it reminded me a lot about Final Fantasy VII, how there was on the top plate, and then what do they call it? The bottom plate, for the main town that they all, I can't remember the name of the town now, but yeah.
Yeah,
where
a lot
the
of
haves and the have-nots live.
Exactly. Like Total Recall, like was like that. Like all those things are like
absolutely.
So
right.
They're walking through this really awesome market though, where it was like, dude, it was so crazy, like tons of really
cool.
weird stuff. There's like sex gnomes, and like a big
that's right.
Like a big brutish, like I don't know if it was like a transgender, like
oh my gosh.
hooker.
I mean, everyone was welcome down there. I loved it.
Tons of weird like creature things. And this is where I was like, oh, so there are like creatures and gnomes and stuff.
Yeah, not just so they're all like the figures were humanoid, but not necessarily a human down there. You could tell, which was cool.
Yeah. So they go to a bar called The Last Drop, and that's where we go in and we see this the older guy, the guy from earlier.
Yes.
With the fists that rescues the girls. His name is Vander. And he is the barkeep there. We cut to some seedy looking people doing like some sort of dirty deal. And there a bunch of stuff goes on. Anyways, the barkeep, this Vander, goes over there. They threaten him, and like they learn that he's not to be trifled with, this guy. So I thought that was cool. We're getting to see some more characters in this world and learn more about who this Vander is and how much he I guess how much he control he has over these situations. So I thought that was really cool. But then he goes to the group of kids, and he gives them a good what.
You can't just be causing trouble. You got to work within the rules that's out there. You got to take a hit. You got to stay within certain boundaries. Like, I can't keep protecting you if you're going to start doing things like this, blowing up the city. Come on, everybody's going to be on your ass. What am I going to do with you people?
Yeah, verbatim. You nailed it. That's exactly what he said. So then he's like, all right, I'll take care of this shit. So he grabs a bunch of stuff and he goes to Benzo's pawn shop.
Love that place.
Yeah,
that's where I would work.
A few more cool characters. Every time I meet a character, I'm like, this guy's got to be somebody in the world. I feel like they're all like already
super cool.
So he's going there, he's trying to sell this stuff. We meet this other little kid there. In addition to Benzo, the pawn guy. Yeah, Benzo's pawn shop.
Yeah, so it's like Benzo's like assistant.
Yes. And Vander is there trying to pawn this stuff. Some enforcers come in. That's the name of the police agency. They're called enforcers. And it's funny because they're slumming underneath. They're wearing these oxygen masks. They can't be breathing that under city air.
Disgusting. I can just smell the rank air that these filthy troglodytes have to breathe every day. No.
Ugh, exactly. But one of them takes off their mask, and it is that woman with the voice that everybody knows.
Voice. She smokes 60 packs a day.
Yes, she's in everything. She's so much. If as soon as we say the woman with the voice, everybody should know who the heck we're talking about.
Exactly. And if you don't, get out of the podcast.
Exactly.
We're not worth your time and
poop together. Yeah. But no, she was in The Expanse. I don't know. She's in a bunch of stuff. But so she was great. She's just basically saying that
she's good cop.
Yes, exactly. Good
cop and bad cop. Yeah.
Exactly what happened. So she's like, give us something. The stuff that was stolen is very dangerous. She's like, it makes this place look like a toy store. And with
the expense of it and its level of power.
Yeah. So
she's like, just put it on someone. Tell us anything so that I can get these people off your backs. Let us just work with each other here.
Yeah, and he wouldn't give any info. And then we see this creepy dude, and it's underwater. And I think it's underwater, or there's a big pool there because there's a giant I'm assuming it was underwater. But we see this creepy dude. He's got one red eye. And he's got a hairless
for this part.
This is right at the end. Maybe you had given up.
Yeah.
But he's got this hairless cat wandering around, and they're talking about
yes. We saw this. I remember this. Yeah, the cat. Yeah.
Yes. And they're saying, is it ready? Let's move forward with things. And they're torturing the one of the street urchins that got beat up, saying like, you were supposed to get this stuff.
Right.
Like what happened.
Right.
So
we find out then that was the group. I can't believe I forgot this.
Yep.
That was the guy who must have tipped them off, those kids.
Exactly.
That they were coming. So we don't know if it looks like from what we learned, it might be on like a bad side of the whereas like this was taken from somebody on a good side of something. These people might be on the bad side of something. And now that it's been released from the good side, they can grab it for themselves. It's kind of what I was thinking about, but I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, the dude was definitely like sketchy, this guy.
I don't think he was the original owner. I think he just wanted the merchandise that this person had. Yeah.
Exactly. Okay. Yeah, because he's trying to do something. It's definitely put on that he's like the bad guy, because then he's
bad scientist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, let's it's feeding time. And he grabs like the cat and he puts it in with a mouse. You think the cat's gonna get the mouse, but then the mouse drinks some like purple Gatorade or whatever.
Thank God the mouse was thirsty at that point in time.
Exactly. He's like, listen, you want a piece of me?
Yep. And then before we know it, it's like Super Mouse.
Yeah, they don't show. Exactly. They didn't show anything. Like they just showed like the mouse like tweaking out a little bit, but like. We don't see any transformation or anything like that. Cuts away and we just see like
you hear the cat like meow.
Exactly. And then like blood splatter on the window. And then that's the first episode.
Yep.
Like so a lot of setting up the world that we're looking at, a lot of setting up the characters, who's good, who's bad. But yeah, I was very happy with the first episode. Especially with like video game properties, you never really know what you're going to get, what level of content is quality wise that you're going to get in those situations. But before we talk about our reviews, let's talk about more video game based content. Like we're getting a lot of it. Yeah. So like previously, years past, we didn't get much video game content, like quality stuff. Like we would get, Street Fighter, Mario Brothers, like those movies, that was the beginning. That was when video games were just starting to become a thing. And then
Uwe Boll, like Turtles and stuff, those became
that wasn't a video game. That was a comic book.
Those are comics first. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So like, do you remember any of the Uwe Boll movies? He like, it was just like this like shady dude who would like just take any video game property and like, put a couple bucks behind it and like maybe get a star and just make the worst movie. He did like House of the Dead, Blood Rain, Postal, Alone in the Dark or something like that. He did a bunch and these
are amazing. Sucked. Never heard of them.
He single-handedly ruined like the video game, movie, and television industry.
Okay.
Now since then it's been he I don't know if he retired or they just realized that like he makes garbage, but it's starting to come along. Then we started getting like the Resident Evil movies, which were always like, they weren't great, but they had a good story.
I agree.
They were well made. Which we're actually getting a new Resident Evil movie, like
with Mila Jovovich, or
in a couple weeks. I don't think she's back. I don't know if this is a reboot of this series. It's called Welcome to Raccoon City. It comes out November 24th. But other than that, I don't know much about it. But and then like the Silent Hill movies were good. Great like characters in that, like the pyramid head and stuff like that.
So scary. The nurses.
And then like the Mortal Kombat stuff. That was always pretty good. And then we got the new one.
I'm thinking like Tomb Raider. That was okay.
Yeah, they were all just okay. But lately, like we're getting amazing video game content. Like The Witcher. Awesome. I know you loved that Castlevania Netflix series, right?
I think it's so good. Absolutely. I was gonna bring that up if you didn't. I thought you would. So good.
So both of those are Netflix series, and Netflix I think has single-handedly like just they've been killing it as far as the video game stuff. Like
they've got the budget, to like experiment with this kind of stuff. If there's a name that people recognize, it's like they're gonna be like, let's see what we can do with this, and they're willing to try it. And It's not 100% win, but 80% of the time, I feel like they do pretty well for themselves. It's good.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah. So tons of new stuff coming out. I wanted to talk about the future that lies ahead as far as video game adaptations.
Okay.
So we talked about The Witcher. Season 2 is coming December 17th to Netflix. Dota Dragon's Blood. We watched the first episode for this show. That's getting a book 2 sometime in the future.
Nice.
Also a Netflix animated series. We mentioned Castlevania. That had 4 seasons. Did you finish that?
I have not finished it yet.
No.
But yeah, I'm on season 4.
Well, by the time you finish that, there might be a new spin-off series set during the French Revolution. Yeah. So I thought that one.
Love the French Revolution. That'd be great.
Yeah, it'd be great. So this is all on Netflix. Cyberpunk Edge Runners is a anime set in the cyberpunk world. That's supposed to come out sometime in 2022.
Let's hope it's better than the video game.
Yeah, I know. I mean, the video game itself was good, but like as long as this is like it runs properly and doesn't like just
it just glitches out when you're watching it for fun.
I'd watch it.
That would be kind of cool. Gotta download the update to
Yes. There's recently a Resident Evil animated series called Infinite Darkness. I didn't watch any of that. I thought about doing it for First Eps, and then some other stuff came out, so we didn't watch that. But then there's also coming to Netflix a Resident Evil live action series. That's coming sometime in 2022. We're slowly getting more looks at characters and actors involved in that. I know like Lance Reddick is involved, and that is going to follow 2 storylines set like decades apart. So I'm looking forward to that, see what they do. Hopefully it's those movies got kind of confusing with all the backstory and stuff with the Umbrella Corp and
I just learned taking a moment at a time with those shows.
Yeah, it was all about the visuals for those things.
Exactly.
But yes, that's all the stuff coming in Netflix. Like they really like they grabbed hold of the video game market, and
Netflix.
Like, and there's other ones that I like. There's just kind of like either like rumors or just possibility, like Assassin's Creed. There's been talk of a possible series coming to Netflix for that. Not the Fassbender Assassin's Creed that came out a few years ago. Which I never seen. Did you see that movie, the Michael Fassbender one? No, but you're just getting into the Assassin's Creed world now, right? So maybe you go back.
I mean, I am. I don't know if I'm going to play any other ones, because this one seems kind of unique in the Assassin's Creed's world, the Valhalla one, isn't it? I think it's a little more of an RPG experience, less action.
I think you're right.
So I just love the ability that I can change my character up to have different weapons and skill sets, and that to me is much more entertaining than just running through a script in a prescribed fashion.
Yeah. Well, so that leads me now. I'll ask the question now, and I'll give you some time to think about it. You might not even need time to think about it. What would you love to see, like a movie or a TV show based on what video game?
That's a good one.
My immediate thought with you was you were going to say Dark Souls. Like,
I mean, I would. Well, I've read some of the comic books on it, so that there's there's precedence for that. I think that would be really cool, actually, like a Dark Souls one, because I love the gods and the goddesses and the bleak atmosphere and the fallen realm, the curse. I think
there's a lot of lore with that series.
Absolutely, that's definitely mine, and so many different settings too that you could totally have. Quite a bit to go with it. I mean, my other thing I would love to do is like a fleshed out one of the Final Fantasy games too would be fun, because some of those are really big worlds.
And there's been a ton of those movies, those animated things, and I do think there is a series coming out based on one of the games that I did not include because it was like the smallest little bit of information that was kind of rumored. But I did read something about one of the Final Fantasies. For me,
but Dark Souls is a really safe one for me. How about you?
Infamous, the video game series Infamous, dude. I would love.
I can see that.
It's my favorite video game series, so like immediately I'm drawn to that world. But we're getting a lot of that now. It's kind of a superhero story, so like already I feel like it's like, okay, I could get that elsewhere and I should just look for something else. But yeah, right there. And then like another one, and the one that is coming out is The Last of Us. That video game,
that makes sense. I
I would love to see that.
Now that to me is a typical adventure game, right? Where it's like that has a huge story that you're playing, like you're playing the movie, right?
Exactly.
So like that makes perfect sense. That could translate nicely into it. I mean, do you think it'll have the same power though that game had for you, or you just want to see it enacted and see how it comes across?
I think so. People that were involved in the game are firsthand involved with the show. Pedro Pascal is in it, and Bella Ramsey is in it. So both like great actors. Both Game of Thrones people. So if they're good enough for Game of Thrones, they're good enough for me, baby.
I love it. Nice.
That's coming out to HBO sometime in the near future. Yeah,
cool.
Some other ones. Borderlands. There is a Borderlands movie directed by Eli Roth.
Okay, it's a movie. It's a movie, not a TV show. Okay, I think I could see a movie more. Fun, kind of zany, over the top graphic, like gore.
Listen to the people attached to this: Kevin Hart, Jack Black, Jamie Lee Curtis, and Kate Blanchett.
Yes,
I knew you. I
love it.
Her for last.
It was Jamie Lee Curtis. Oh, Kate Blanchett. That's okay. I mean, I'm interested to see what she's doing in that. Is she one of like the people? Like the
she's playing. What was her name? Lilith or something? Is there a Lilith in it?
I think there was one of the people with like the energy things or whatever they're called.
I don't remember any of their names, but I know Jack Black is playing Claptrap, the robot.
Of course, the robot. That's perfect, actually.
Yeah. Another one coming out. So this one has been like the early 2000s. It was announced Halo TV series is going to be made. Initially, it had like Peter Jackson was going to be involved with it, and then like Steven Spielberg and just all this stuff. And finally, in 2022, it's supposed to be coming out for Paramount Plus.
Okay.
So, and it's going to have Pablo Schreiber as Master Chief. So
cool.
I'm excited for that. That's a series that I was never able to get into, the Halo series, just because I didn't have an Xbox. So I'm excited to go back, play those games, and then watch this sweet show.
Nice. Yeah. Cool. I mean, they're huge games. Halo is like, I mean, that is, in my mind, Halo is Xbox.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. And then another one I was surprised about, Twisted Metal. So this one, there's not a ton of information.
I have no idea about this. This is not pre-vetted, people. I'm hearing these just when you are too.
Yeah,
just as good for me as for you. Yes. Twisted Metal. Tell us more.
I don't know what it would be. I guess it would be like a car battle movie.
Who did you play as? Were you like that tire guy, like the giant guy in the tire that ran over people?
I was the dude that was holding the two tires. That was
that was you, right? I could see you being him, of course.
Him. And then I really liked the motorcycle because it had like there was one of the things that had like a one-hit kill. It was like a missile if you hit it right. Yeah,
but he was so easy to kill. He was too
too fragile. That's why you had to get good with him.
I was played as the ice cream truck or the race car lady.
Okay, yeah, I could see those. But yeah, I loved this game, and I would love, in addition to a movie or show, I would love a actual game, a remake of this game. I think it's
that would be cool.
Yeah,
I think I'd rather have a remake of the game over a show, personally.
I don't know. I mean, this one has the writers behind Deadpool and Zombieland attached, so
it might be fun. And you love Deadpool.
Yep.
All right.
So that's in development. Very little information about that. Another one with very little information, and I don't even know if it's still happening. Fallout was once talked about to have a TV adaptation on Amazon Prime.
See, that could be a fantastic. Think about world building. Like that one's got so much to pull from.
Yeah, so I just don't know. Like with all this stuff, like they got the Lord of the Rings show coming out, which has cost them bajillions of dollars.
Yep.
And like this, another one with huge world building potential. And then I think the Wheel of Time series is prime as well. I don't know entirely, but I mean, I feel confident in.
What does it have, like 20 books to base that on?
Yeah, so like I don't know if there's room for Fallout in that world. So we'll see. Some other stuff that we saw a Detective Pikachu. Now Detective Pikachu 2. That's
I didn't see that, but you
did it?
Heard of. No, I did
great, dude. It was really good.
I mean, you just liked it because Ryan Reynolds was in it. Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah. I mean, it's just his voice, but it was still a great voice. Just a very, very great. No, but I mean, I'm not even a Pokemon guy. You've played the Pokemon games. I think you would get more out of it than I did.
All right.
Yeah, it made $430 million worldwide. So they're making a second one. It was a great story. It was like, I mean, it was like you're living in a world with Pokemon. It was so cool. Yeah, go watch it. All right. And then another sequel, Sonic the Hedgehog 2. The cast is back. Ben Schwartz, Jim Carrey, James Marsden back for more of that.
I didn't know there was a first one, and they can all keep on rolling down the little.
It was fine. We watched it with Q, and it was fine.
Yeah. Sure. Jim Carrey's such a pain in my ass. When is he just going to retire?
Jeez, Jim Carrey's a treasure.
Ah,
you don't he's too zany for you.
No, it's not zany. It's maniacal.
It's too maniacal for you. Well, that's great because he played, Dr. Egg Man or whatever. I can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Perfectly maniacal.
Sonic. So annoying.
Are you vying for the role? I feel like I'm gonna send this.
Somebody slap me.
Yeah, I'm gonna send this tape over to my agent.
Viacom.
Get you in there.
All right, thanks.
But the big one, the one that everybody is excited for, Super Mario Brothers, the movie. Have you heard about this? This has been in the news quite a bit lately. Yeah. So it's an animated movie.
Okay.
But the voice cast.
Yeah.
Chris Pratt as Mario.
Oh, I did hear about this. People were mad about that.
Exactly. Yes. I don't know if it's because he's not Italian or whatever, but I don't know. Peach will be played by Anya Taylor-Joy. Luigi, Charlie Day. Jack Black will play Bowser.
Oh, Jack Black again. Yeah, why not? Here, bring it back.
Keegan-Michael Key as Toad and Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong. Dude, it's the best cast.
Wait, why is Donkey Kong in this?
I don't know. Just to have I think they were setting up because I recently heard that there's going to be a Donkey Kong movie with Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong.
Oh, you know what? And I do remember the original one, the very, very original one. My grandma had an Atari when we used to go to her house. Like my uncle had one like from like the 80s.
From the first game, with him.
Yeah, and it had like Donkey Kong up there throwing the barrels. Yeah, I forgot about that. Mario. We played that all the time at our house. It was so hard.
Yeah, very, very hard. But then you get the hammer and you're bopping things. It's great.
Yeah. Oh my god, amazing.
So that's all what we can expect in the nearish future. Tons of potential, and that's I forgot to mention one of the things that brought us to the game, Uncharted. Did you watch the Uncharted trailer?
No.
Oh, it looks great. So this one had some trials and tribulations, and they finally got a director. The guy that directed Venom, Ruben Fleischer, is directing it, and it's got Tom Holland as Nathan Drake, and then Mark Wahlberg as Sully. So it's a younger version of the two, like on their expeditions. And the trailer, it's
Mark Wahlberg's a younger person.
No, well, younger. So Sully in the game was an older guy. So I'm just saying they're younger versions of Alexa. Stop. He's yelling at me.
You're not talking about Mark Sully like that.
Jeez, she's so mad. Yeah, so yeah, they're playing younger versions of the characters from the movie. So the diehard fans are a little upset
like
of
Nathan
the change.
Drake, though, how old is the person? I don't know who was playing him, because he looked like he was in his 30s, early 40s in the game.
Yeah. So and then Tom Holland he's the guy that's playing Spider-Man now. He's
Spider-Man. Oh yeah, so he's like 20 something or something, right? Okay.
Yeah, probably playing like 20, early 20s.
Gotcha.
So he's young.
Everybody's forward a couple of, or 10 years or a decade or more. Okay.
Exactly. This is more of an origin story for the Nathan Drake character.
Got it. Okay.
But yeah, that looks great. So that's a favorite game of mine. So I'm really excited for that.
Cool.
So
So another really classic story. Like again, that's made for a movie or for that'd be great.
Yeah, it's literally a movie that you're playing. So it's easy enough to just get some actors in there. What you would think. But
that's why I couldn't play those ones, because I can't press like circle fast enough to dodge out of the way of the abominable snowman.
Those quick time events are those abominable.
I'm awful with those
coming at you. Yeah, so that's video game, movies, TV shows coming up. All right, let's circle back. So yeah, give me your rating on it. Give me your review. What's your take?
I would do a solid watch. Yeah,
you weren't.
I was excited.
You weren't as in you didn't fall in love with it. You were just you're okay with it.
I mean, for something called Arcane, I kind of wanted to see more powers instead of just punching each other.
Gotcha.
So I was hoping for a little more. I think we're getting into that with this whole transfiguration that happened with the mouse at the end.
Yeah.
I was hoping for more like out of the get-go with just like abilities flaring and shots, with hands and powers and things.
Yeah, I don't even know, based on the first episode, I don't even know if that exists in this world yet.
That's what's so weird, because the game is all about it. When I was looking online, it's just like everybody's got a sword that comes out of their hands and flashes of light, and
even with the enforcers, they just threw those balls with the tripping things in them and stuff. There was not much, and then we saw that the one guy fighting, and he just had metal fists. So I don't know what to expect. I do hope there's some as well. But for me, it was a definite binge. I loved the animation. I thought was so beautiful. The music I thought was really, really cool. It really fit well. Just the story. I love the idea with the division of classes and these, this little ragtag group of
I like the kids. They were endearing. Yeah.
So I'm very excited to watch more. As soon as possible, I'd like to get in the second episode. But yeah, I really enjoyed it, and it's gonna be good. I'm not gonna be able to. I'm not even gonna be caught up to probably the first 3 episodes by the time the next 3 come out. So I'm just gonna do a mega binge,
mega marathon. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
So and hopefully we'll see some cool powers or some cool anything. I mean, even just in the opening credits, we see cool weapons and fighting and stuff like that. So for me, if you got cool weapons, I'm okay with it. I know you need your cool powers, but
your weapons are fine.
Yeah.
If it's a cool weapon, that's cool. But I don't want just a gun. It's got to be an electric whip.
Yes, exactly. Or razor blade covered electric whip that turns into a dragon.
You got me. Exactly. Or a flail that poisons as it hits. Something cool. Not just
exactly. All right. Let's call it an episode. That was Arcane. That was the new Netflix series Arcane. Let us know what you thought of the series, and give us a look over at Pop Culture Playground on YouTube. That's where you'll find the video versions of this. You'll find some other game reviews, movie reviews, that sort of stuff. And then First Eps podcast on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, all the socials. JDate, we're on.
That's a new one. I love it. Yep.
Yeah. I just made that account today. Yeah, exactly. The new you're gonna infiltrate the new Donald Trump one, whatever that is. Get First Eps out there, on all the socials. And go to leave us a review at Apple, the podcast, and follow the show. It would mean the world to us.
Yes, absolutely.
Is the fire alarm still going off over there?
No, thank God.
Okay,
my hearing has just returned to normal again.
Good. At least we could leave the episode knowing you're safe. Yeah,
this was quite the night. We had a lot. There's going to be a lot of editing to do, but it's all for the fans, dude. It's worth it all.
It is worth it all. So thank you everybody so much for watching, listening to this episode of First Eps, and we will see you next week for more First Eps action. Yo,
I think that's a fire alarm in the hallway. Let me just go look and make sure everything's okay. All right.
Okay.
I'm in front of an open window right now because I just. Oh no.
The fire.
Here comes the fire engines. Yep, across the street.
This is amazing. I'm so glad this is all being recorded. So.